Hello friends, I hope everybody's doing great. I know you guys are missing your friends and your teachers so much, but guess what? We grown-ups are missing our friends too, but we're all gonna get through this A-okay. My name's Abby, and a lot of people call me Dr. Abby because I'm a veterinarian. And I was thinking today as I was working outside, how could I help you guys out there that are interested in becoming veterinarians or human doctors or scientists learn a little bit more about your outside world while you guys are at home doing learning back at your house. So what I thought of first was, what did I do when I was your age that helped me learn about the natural world? And what I used to do was I would keep a nature journal. So a nature journal for me was either pieces of white paper or a notebook, and I would take that with me and I would go outside to my backyard. If you have a front yard or a side yard, or even looking out the window is another great way of observing your natural world. But I would take that paper and I would also bring a pencil and I would head outside and I would draw what I saw. And a lot of times I would just start with a small little area. So I would pick, maybe I would lay down on the grass on my tummy and I would spread my arms out in front of me in a circle like I was giving the ground a hug. And I would lay there and I would watch to see what was going on in the world right there in my front of my arms. And so a lot of times I would be looking at bugs. So I would observe ants or beetles marching past. And what I would do is I would take my pencil and I would draw a picture of those bugs. And I would also kind of estimate how big they were, and I would make a mark on my paper to show how big that bug was, so I would know when I got back inside exactly what size it was. And I would also sometimes bring colored pencils with me because if they had some pretty cool markings, then I could write that down too. What I would also do is when I would head outside, I would pick up different objects from outside. So I made an example today to show you guys kind of my little nature journal. So let me see if I can turn this around. Oh my gosh, not so much. Okay, so we'll do it like this. So what I picked up today from outside, I found a feather. I also picked some flowers, and I saw this little guy who was outside too. And so I drew all these different things. I brought my feather in, and I drew it on my paper, and I brought my flowers in and I drew them. And then what I have done today is I got out all of my books that I used to have when I was little. They're called the Golden Book series, but they're just different books of identification. So I have birds, and I have the trees of North America, and I have reptiles and amphibians. I have wildflowers and rocks and minerals. I've got the National Wildlife Federation's insects. So even if you don't have these books at home, I bet a lot of you guys have access to the internet, right? And if you use your mom and dad's help, they could let you maybe borrow their computer or help sit with you and find different identification guides online. And so what you do with all that information is you draw your picture out, and then you go to one of those sources and you find what best fits with what you found outside. So you might find information about the feather that would tell you based on its size, its color, its pattern. So my feather has a little white tip on it, and then the rest of it is black. So if I use my guide, I can find feathers like that, and that will lead me back to figuring out what kind of bird it is. So the next part of your nature journal is that then you can take that information, now that you've identified the species of what you found outside, then you can read about it, and you can read all the really interesting facts and figures, like what their habitat is, what they like to eat, when they hibernate, whether or not, if it's a bird, if it flies south to winter in a warmer area. You can learn all those different things every single day, just taking a couple minutes outside to observe. So that leads us back to why this is has anything to do with being a veterinarian or a medicine, a human doctor or a scientist, is that the very best skill you can work on when you want to do science is learn how to be an observer. So to observe means to watch, means to listen, means to be quiet as you watch, means to use this upstairs and that curiosity and to think and just take time to see what's going on out there. And you will learn so much. So that's what I want you guys to do this week, is maybe start a nature journal. And every day, just pick something new that you're gonna pick up and learn about. And then if you guys like this idea, then I can check back in with some other kind of fun nature assignments over the next couple days or the week, and we can do this together, all right? Have fun, you guys. Stay engaged. Be nice to your siblings. Be great to your parents. And hang in there. You're doing great. Take care.